What's up, folks, and welcome to another good day, a day that we get a chance to go out there and be great, uncommonly great, a chance for us to inspire and encourage others through the game of football, through our program, and through the great lives you guys live. I hope you're encouraged today. I hope you stay positive. Hope you're excited about the opportunities to come. No matter what happens tomorrow or next week with the start of the season, know that we have today. Today is a gift, and we're going to use this day to be the best versions of ourselves. So, with that, I want to come to you guys to kind of explain to you the development of our Leadership Council. We started this a couple years back, and we're going to be more attentive to this and more intentional to it. And let's just stop to say that we only have 8, 10, 6, 5 leaders. We have many more than that. In fact, I believe we are all leaders. And you know what? In any capacity, you're a leader, and you could be a leader that's leading someone the right way or the wrong way. We don't want people in the middle who are actually doing nothing, all right? Because at the end of the day, the ones in the middle are the ones that haven't made a decision where they're at and are kind of living a life where they're just not doing much of anything at all. The ones that are leading us away, those people are clear. And you know what? You want to keep them away from us and keep a guard against that, because we want everybody leading in the same direction. Now, we can speak specifically about football and the mission of winning games, or the mission of being uncommonly great in our football program in our community. And that's all good and dandy. But we talk about being on the right path, being on that path of uncommon greatness. And we believe that what we do in our program helps facilitate a structure and an environment that helps you guys get there, not just to be great football players and win games, but ultimately be great human beings, great future fathers, husbands, and so forth. So that's what we're trying to do, and we want as many people on there as possible. I read a book a while back where they talked about the 10-80-10 rule, right? And that we want everybody in that top 10% if we can get them there. And these folks are intrinsically motivated, meaning that they don't need anybody to kick them in the butt. They're already there. They want to be a part of something. They want to grow something. They take the initiative to make things around them better and lead from the front. Then you have the people in the middle, the 80% in the middle. It's not necessarily 80 people out of 100. It's just these people in the middle who are still figuring it out. And they can be swayed upward or they can be swayed downward. But they've had the propensity to get there, and they're going in the right direction because they've got good leadership, the top 10, and coaches out there, mentor, leaders, whoever it might be, who are pushing them because they want to be pushed. They want to be driven to that spot. And then you have that lower 10%. The 10%, they're reluctant, they're not bought in, and you're generally pulling them along. What I mean by pulling them is that they don't quite want to go where you want to go. They say they do, but their actions and their effort and their attitude when it gets tough doesn't demonstrate that at all. And it doesn't mean that when it's tough, we all have a big smile on our face and we're all just excited and eager to show up. No, it means that even when it is tough, we still step in that positive direction. The people in that lower 10%, when it's tough, they buck. They make things difficult for everybody else. They make this about themselves. And they're the guys that we want to continue to stay away from. And if we're not careful and we're not nurturing that middle 80, that middle 80 can be pulled down to that bottom 10. And we just don't want that. And believe it or not, this idea or image or breakdown of the 10-80-10, it exists in everything. Because this model was taken from a book of a college football coach and speaking about the players he had in his program when he was at Florida University. And this was a college program, elite level college program, won a national championship under his tenure. So it does apply to not just situations in which you're at a public school. And we believe that every kid that shows up to our program, the ones that are supposed to be there, and we believe that every family that's involved is supposed to be there, and we want people to be a part of it. And whether they're able to be a part of it for the 4 years that they're with us, or they move on to go somewhere else, or decide football is not for them, we believe every moment that we have is an opportunity to lead them and help encourage them to continue to be uncommonly great. So with that, I want to say that because this is important. This is really important. And it's not that we want to take somebody and move them out and say they're better than everybody else. No. We want everybody to grow to a point where they can be considered a part of the Leadership Council. We want everybody to be the leader in a Leadership Council, because then nobody's having to do anything because everything's being taken care of by each other. And that's where we're trying to move anybody. The reality is, though, is that we need a select few that maybe encompass the whole idea of what we're doing in our program and the mission and the vision, and living things out a certain way that you all and the coaches and maybe our student or our staff members in our school can look at and say, you know what, these are the ones that we can kind of lean on to say, hey, let's get this done, and they'll get it done. Hey, let's make sure that this is taken care of, and they're going to take care of it. Hey, these people are the ones we can put out in front in the blue and gold and say, these are the ones that we want people to look at and know that they're the role model of Calvert High. And so with that, we need to vote on this. We need to come up with who you guys think, who the coaches think are the best representation of our program. And again, not perfect. Everybody's a representation of our program, all right? Everybody is. But we have to pick a certain group that we can count on to say, hey, will you get the field set up? Hey, will you make sure this is... And again, it's not to say that these 8 to 10 do everything. Please don't misunderstand me. We are all leaders and we are all responsible to take care of each other in our program. It just means they're the ones that we may be going to. Instead of, someone like me addressing the entire team and saying, hey, we need to take care of this, and then we got 80 people aimlessly not going anywhere, we can point and direct to a specific body of people and say, hey, let's take care of this. Hey, can you communicate to us? Can I take these 8 people or these 10 people? Can you come to me and sit down and talk to me about the temperament and climate of our program? Can you speak for the teammates that you have about a certain situation when things get tough? Tell me what they feel and how we can do it better as a coaching staff. These are the important things, and these guys will help bridge that gap between the rest of the program and the coaches and vice versa. So that's what it's about. I want to encourage everybody to be a part of it. I also want you to understand that if you are selected to be part of this leadership council, know that it does not mean you're perfect. And I don't want anybody to think that these people aren't going to make mistakes, okay? Moreover, all right, I'm not perfect, and I make plenty of mistakes, and I have to apologize for that, and that's the key. A good leader is going to own a mistake, reconcile the mistake, meaning try to fix it or do better at it next time, and then move on and apologize for it. That's what you do. We're going to make mistakes. Heck, if you're a leader, you got to be out front, which means you're going to make mistakes because you're doing something that no one else has done and maybe you haven't done. And so you have to fall. You have to fail forward. And so we need to do that. We need to have guys who are willing to do that. And we don't want to put these guys on a pedestal and suggest that they're more than others, but they're going to have some different responsibilities possibly. And responsibilities that I hope they're game for, nothing that they haven't done already, but we want to be a specific to give them an identity, because we want to be able to help you all as a program and these leaders understand that when it comes time for us to implement this or to do this, have stretch team lines, or get the fields cleaned up, or get study stuff done for our schoolwork, or hold guys accountable for their grades, or hold a meeting talking about the current state of our program. We want to have a group of guys that we can do that with. So without any further ado, we want to go through things a little quick as you guys evaluate your teammates and figure out who you want to represent us in our leadership council. So let's go through this real quick. All right. So the first thing, tries to remain selfless. So this person that you're picking, the people that you're picking, you want them to remain selfless as best as possible. It's not again to say that they're perfect in remaining selfless, but you do understand and can see in them a propensity for them to live for everybody else, to take care of each other more than they take care of themselves. That enum, it's not about me model. And so you're looking for guys who have that. All right, because it's going to require selfless action for them to be a football player, to be a great student, to be a great citizen, and also take the role of, hey, I need you to talk to the team, take care of this, or can you get this stuff taken care of on the field? Lives by our core values. I talked about the 6 core values that you guys had in a video in the past. All right, these core values are not tenets that you guys can be perfect in. It's just something that you live by. You want to be consistent. You want to have courage. You want to be competent. You want to, you want to have a great community. You want to go ahead and have great character. You want to have all these things and work towards getting better in those things. Not that you're perfect at, and not that you're the same in all of them. We all have those areas of concern that we want to get better in, and you can't focus on getting better unless you properly label them. And it could be an area in which you need to get better at than others. I mean, it could be character, it could be courage, it could be one of these, consistency, commitment, showing up. Those things are things that we all work on, and it does not matter if you have them or not, or if you're perfect in them, because you won't be. It's just a matter that you're trying to work, getting better at it, and consistently we can see that. A great role model. Hey, this person is a person that we can put out in front of people and say, you know what, that's who we want you to be. And again, I don't want anybody in our program who is quote unquote not on the leadership council to look at the people on the leadership council and condemn or critique them or judge them, because that's not what this is about. All right, we're all human. We all make mistakes. Everybody in places of leadership, we're going to fall. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to disappoint. We're going to let you down. And that's okay. Again, we got to be willing to do that. I'm just proud to have people who are willing to step up and do those things. Doesn't make them better than anybody else again, but it does give them responsibility in an area in which they are called to grow. They can grow in their leadership here. So they got to be respected by their teammates, coaches, and the school community, okay? Again, not saying we're perfect, but respect comes from the fact that you can sit there and look at a person and know they have integrity to be the guy they say they are, even when no one's watching. To make sure that when they do have a flaw and they make a mistake, they're willing to own it. And that's a hard thing to do for young people, but we should try to do that. Takes initiative. Oh my gosh. This is a big one, right? When you know we're going to have workouts, it's the type of guys that you can believe that will be setting up the weight room or looking to see what we need to do to get ready for the next phase of training or next practice, or going out and saying, hey, we need to bring you guys in and talk to you about your grades. Without a coach telling you, without anybody else telling you to tell you. They say great programs have players that lead. Good programs have coaches that leads. Bad programs have no leadership whatsoever. A true brother's keeper. This a lot of times should happen in the background. It won't necessarily happen in front of the coaches. We may not even know about it. But these are the type of young men who are willing to look at you as a friend and call you out when you need to get back on path. And you, as a good friend back, should be able to take that constructive criticism, that true love of brotherhood, and use it to motivate you. Know and be proud of the fact that you got a guy who will help you become a better version of yourself. A guy who can see that you're not the best version of you. I got it all the time. I got coaches. Tell me, every one of the coaches in our program know and have at some point or another looked at me and challenged me in what I'm doing and helped me get better. And I appreciate that because ultimately I want to be the best value to you. I want to be best encouragement to you. I want to sell out for Jesus. I want to make all of you guys better versions of yourselves. And I can't do that unless I'm doing it the way that I'm called to do it. And you know what better way to have brothers around me who keep me in line to make sure that I'm doing it so. Willing to take the steps to help make our community, our program, and our school a better place to be a part of. Hey, this is a big, big deal. And I still believe that Calvary football and programs like ours and our school can be the catalyst to ignite something amazing at Calvary High. You know, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but it can be suggested that our school has been under attack because of whatever reasons and been used to paint a black eye in our schools in Calvary County. And you know what I'll say to this? I'll say it's because we're trying to do something extraordinary, because we're trying to be used as something powerful to ignite and inspire others that we're being attacked. And I'm not talking about the people attacking us. I'm talking about the sin of the world, the devil, Satan, whatever you want to call it. The evil of the world is attacking that which is trying to step up and promote positivity and encourage other people to the truth. And so you know what? You wear that with a badge of honor and know that, you know what? We're going to have trials and tribulations, but we're going to step forward with a positive mindset and an eager effort to make a difference. You guys should want to do that, not just on the football field, not just in our program, not just in the school, but in our community, and build upon something that's going to last forever, where you live a life of legacy to impact and encourage others. So take time, get on this survey, pick the guys you think fall into this category the best so that we can lean on them and use them to help guide us, you know, to be the guys who are in the middle taking care of the stuff that we need to take care of. And you know what? Maybe you'll be one of those guys. Maybe you won't be. It doesn't matter. We all have a responsibility to lead. We all have a role. Your role could be different. Their role could be different. It does not matter. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing. So with that, get your vote in. Take care of business. I love you. I can't wait to see you soon. I'm out. Boom.